Caitlin enjoyed her quiet mornings in Austin until a sudden chime shattered the peace. Her laptop screen displayed an urgent health alert, warning of a compromised medical account and an unknown disease. The unread notification counter spiked rapidly, mimicking a racing pulse. Panic threatened to take over, but a familiar voice in her mind urged her to pause. She refused to click the suspicious link, taking a deep breath to investigate the strange message on her own terms. The digital trap was set, but her independence was not easily broken. Will she uncover the truth before the scammers strike again? The morning sun cast long, gentle shadows across the quiet living room in Austin, highlighting the framed family photographs on the wall. Caitlin sat at her wooden desk, a warm cup of tea resting beside the glowing laptop. The house was perfectly still, wrapped in the comfortable silence of a retired life. She enjoyed this daily ritual, a peaceful start before the neighborhood fully woke up. Suddenly, a loud, sharp chime broke the peace. The screen flickered, displaying an urgent email with a glaring red header. The message warned of a compromised health account and an immediate threat from an unknown disease. It demanded instant verification through a strange, unfamiliar link. Caitlin stared at the bold text. Her heart began to hammer against her ribs. The unread notification counter in the corner of the screen spiked rapidly, jumping from 1 to dozens in mere seconds, mimicking a racing, panicked pulse. The digital numbers flashed with an aggressive, artificial urgency. The screen blinked with the words demanding immediate action to save her medical records. The sheer volume of alerts was designed to overwhelm, creating a false sense of impending disaster. Every flashing number was a psychological trigger meant to bypass logic and force a hasty mistake. Her fingers hesitated as she reached for the mouse. The cursor hovered over the suspicious link. A cold wave of fear washed over her, whispering that delaying might cost her everything. But then, a memory surfaced. Daniel, a trusted family friend, had once told her to always step away when things felt rushed. His calm, grounded voice echoed in her mind, reminding her that true emergencies never required blind panic. Real medical professionals would never send a barrage of flashing warnings demanding an immediate click. Caitlin closed her eyes and took a slow, deep breath. She felt the tension in her shoulders begin to melt. When she opened her eyes, the glaring red header still demanded attention, but the fear no longer controlled her. She pulled her hand away from the trackpad, pushing the laptop slightly back across the desk. The glaring red header continued its frantic flashing, but she refused to let the digital trap spring. She whispered to the empty room that she would not click the link today. But as she pushed the laptop back, a new, louder chime echoed from the device, and a second, even more aggressive warning window forced its way onto the screen.
Caitlin pushed her chair back, the wooden leg scraping softly against the floor. The second chime from the laptop was loud in the quiet house, but she forced herself to walk away. She moved to the kitchen, the cool tile grounding her bare feet. She poured a tall glass of cold water and drank it slowly, letting the chill settle her nerves. The initial panic began to recede, replaced by a quiet, methodical clarity. She was in control of her own home, and she would not let a glowing screen dictate her emotions. The physical distance from the device helped clear her mind, allowing her to think rationally instead of reacting out of fear. Returning to the desk, she did not touch the trackpad. Instead, she leaned in, keeping her hands firmly in her lap, and simply read the screen. The glaring red header was still flashing, demanding immediate action to save her medical records. But now she looked past the frightening bold words. She looked closely at the sender address. It looked almost right at a glance, but the letters were slightly crowded and the spelling felt off. She picked up her phone and dialed Jaden, a trusted web designer who often helped her understand digital layouts. He arrived at her house 10 minutes later, having been just down the street. "Look at this address, Jaden," Caitlin said, tapping the edge of the screen gently. "It feels wrong." Jaden leaned in, adjusting his glasses as he studied the glowing text. "See the extra letter in the domain? They want people to panic before noticing the mistake." Caitlin exhaled, her shoulders dropping as the tension left her body. "I see it now. I am not clicking." As if responding to her calm, the aggressive warning window vanished. The unread notification counter, which had been spiking like a racing pulse, suddenly dropped to 0. The email auto-deleted, leaving only her clean, familiar desktop background. The digital trap had failed. She sat back, her independence secure, but the scammers were still out there. She needed to report this before they tried to trick someone else. The realization that her quick thinking had thwarted the attack brought a profound sense of relief. She knew the battle was won for today, but the war against these digital predators required constant vigilance. Her quiet morning had been interrupted, but her peace of mind remained entirely her own.
Caitlin sat back down at her wooden desk, a simple notepad and her favorite pen ready to write down the details for her police report. The house was quiet again, the morning sun warming her shoulders and highlighting the framed family photographs. She felt a renewed sense of control, her independence secure. But just as her pen touched the paper, the laptop screen flickered violently. A new browser window forced itself open, bypassing her closed tabs and overwriting the system. The glaring red header returned, but this time it was accompanied by a stark black countdown timer ticking away in the center of the screen. In the top right corner, the unread notification counter began to spike once more, jumping from 0 to dozens in rapid succession, mimicking a racing, panicked pulse. The screen displayed a complex money transfer confirmation page. The bold, aggressive text demanded an immediate verification fee of $1,500 to prevent the permanent deletion of her entire medical history. The timer ticked down, each second echoing loudly in the silent room. Caitlin's hand trembled as she reached for the mouse. The cursor hovered over the glowing blue confirm button. The pressure to protect her private health records pushed her to the absolute edge of a decision. Her heart hammered against her ribs, urging her to just click and make the terrifying countdown stop. The artificial urgency was designed to bypass logic, replacing careful thought with blind financial compliance. Every flashing number was a psychological trigger, meant to exploit her fixed income and her deep concern for her personal well-being. She closed her eyes, the flashing light burning through her eyelids. Daniel's calm voice echoed in her mind, a steady anchor in the rising digital storm. "Breathe. Pause," she whispered to the empty room, telling her own racing heart to just breathe and step back. The scammers were escalating, using her deepest fears as leverage to force a financial mistake. Her finger rested lightly on the mouse button, the plastic slick with sweat. The timer dropped below 2 minutes, the numbers flashing red. The digital trap was tightening, and the choice to click or walk away had never felt heavier. She could hear the distant sound of a neighbor's lawnmower outside, a stark reminder of the peaceful reality waiting just beyond her window, contrasting sharply with the digital panic unfolding on her desk. The physical distance between her hands and the keyboard felt like miles, yet the glowing screen demanded her immediate, unquestioning obedience. She focused on the rhythmic ticking of the wall clock in the hallway, letting its steady, mechanical heartbeat replace the frantic flashing of the monitor. The scammers wanted her to act before she could think, but time was the one resource she controlled in this room. She let her breathing slow, matching the steady rhythm of the clock, until the frantic flashing of the screen lost its power over her mind.
The countdown timer ticked down, the red numbers blurring in Caitlin's vision. The glowing blue confirm button pulsed, demanding an immediate transfer of $1,500 to save her medical history. Her finger hovered over the mouse, slick with cold sweat. The digital trap was tightening, relying on her fear to force a costly mistake. But the quiet stillness of her Austin living room grounded her. Daniel's voice echoed in her mind, steady and calm. Breathe. Pause. Caitlin closed her eyes for a single second, inhaling the gentle morning air. When she opened them, the panic was gone, replaced by a cold, resolute clarity. "No," she whispered to the empty room. "My health is not for sale." She pulled her hand away from the trackpad. Instead of clicking the glowing button, she moved the cursor to the small red X in the corner of the forced window. She clicked it firmly. The aggressive black countdown vanished. The glaring red header disappeared. The screen went dark for a brief second, before returning to her clean, familiar desktop background. The heavy tension in her shoulders melted away. She had rejected the false urgency. The scammers had relied on her panic, but they had fundamentally misunderstood her resilience. Taking a deep breath, she opened a fresh browser tab. She did not use any links from the scam email.
Instead, she manually typed the official health portal address, letter by letter, ensuring every character was correct. She entered her secure credentials and logged in. The familiar, calm dashboard loaded. Her medical records were perfectly intact. There was no unknown disease, no compromised account. The entire threat was an illusion, a digital phantom designed to steal her independence. Her independence was secure for the moment, but the scammers were still out there, waiting for the next person to panic. She needed to document this. Opening a new window, she captured a screenshot of the strange, misspelled email she had saved earlier. She saved the image to her desktop, preparing to take the next step. The digital trap was dismantled, but the fight was not over. She had to report this to the authorities before they could strike again. The morning sun continued to shine through the window, illuminating the dust motes dancing in the air, completely indifferent to the digital battle that had just been won. She picked up her favorite pen once more, the smooth barrel feeling solid and reassuring in her grip. The notepad lay open, waiting for the factual details of the encounter. She was no longer a victim of a digital phantom. She was an active participant in her own defense, gathering evidence with methodical precision. The digital storm had passed, leaving behind a clear path forward.
Caitlin sat at her wooden desk, the gentle morning sun warming her shoulders and highlighting the framed family photographs on the wall. The screenshot of the fraudulent email was ready on her screen. She navigated to the official fraud reporting portal, typing the web address carefully, letter by letter, ensuring every character was correct before pressing enter. She uploaded the image and filled out the brief details of the encounter, noting the misspelled domain and the aggressive countdown timer. The system processed the information without any flashing warnings or artificial delays. A simple, calm confirmation message appeared at the top of the page. "Report submitted," she whispered, watching the screen fade to a neutral white. The digital storm had finally broken, leaving behind only the quiet hum of the refrigerator in the next room. She moved her cursor to her inbox and clicked refresh. For a brief moment, the screen paused, loading the latest data from the server. Then, the frantic unread notification counter, which had been spiking like a racing pulse all morning, finally dropped to 0. The artificial urgency was completely gone. The scam's power vanished the exact moment she refused to play by their rushed rules. She closed the laptop gently, the soft click of the hinge echoing in the quiet house. Her hands were entirely steady, resting flat against the smooth wood of the desk for a long moment. She took a slow breath, letting the reality of the situation settle into her bones. She had faced a coordinated digital trap designed to exploit her deepest fears, and she had dismantled it with nothing but patience and clear thinking. The notepad on her desk remained open, her favorite pen resting neatly beside it, a silent testament to her methodical response. She stood up and walked to the kitchen, the cool tile grounding her bare feet once more. The morning air felt crisp and clean, a stark contrast to the stifling digital pressure she had just escaped. She poured a fresh cup of tea from the ceramic pot, watching the warm steam rise and curl in the sunlit air. The familiar scent of bergamot filled the small space, anchoring her back to the physical world. Carrying the mug, she returned to the living room and sat by the large bay window. The morning light filled the room with a quiet golden glow, illuminating the dust motes dancing lazily above the carpet. She touched her warm teacup, feeling the comforting heat seep into her palms, grounding her in the simple reality of the present moment. "My records are safe," she said softly to the empty room. "My peace is mine." She smiled, finally relaxing her shoulders as she took a slow, deliberate sip. The false urgency had demanded her panic, but she had chosen her own calm rhythm. She took a deep breath, entirely in control of her life, ready to enjoy the rest of her beautiful, quiet day.